Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, everyone, please requested. Thank you. Thank you, Pia. I'm sure this is Pia. Pia, just give me the admin rights so that I can also have. Yes, you've done that. Thank you so much. Yes, so today's topic is the energy of a lie. And then, of course, its impact on how are we creating our realities around and how much energy do we land up giving. So thank you very much for being there, everyone, whoever is there, Rania, Hamad, Anita, and Sanjay ji. A request if we can have a face-to-face interaction, it will really help. If it is possible, because, you know, talking to blank screens is something which I don't know if I'm not really oriented to it, but I want question and answers to be there. Yes. Nivi is also joining in. So when we are talking about energy of a lie, what is lie according to each one of you? Maybe just keep your audios on, everyone, so we can at least interact. If not video, if you're comfortable. Hi, Nivi. Good evening. Good to see you. So energy of a lie. What do you think lie is and why do we lie? And in what circumstances or situations do we lie? And why there is a need to lie in the first place? Why can't we just face the reality and say this is what has happened? Because lying definitely is manipulating your thought pattern to present something which your reality does not have. That's what is the definition of a lie. Yes, Nia. What do you see a lie as?
Fear of rejection.
It's a pure projection, yes.
No, I meant fear of rejection.
Fear of rejection. Ah, okay. That's one reason. So we lie because there is fear of rejection. Hello, Param. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection.
We want to hurt the other person, so we just want to. We don't want to hurt the other person, so sometimes we have to just put it in a different way. Lie.
Okay, you don't want to hurt the other person.
As long as it's not going to harm that person, sometimes you have to just put it in a different way. So it's kind of lying.
Okay. So you are just for being polite, for being caring, for not hurting the other person out of the concern, you are not lying. Okay.
Yes.
So you're not saying the truth. So you're lying.
Yes. Yes.
Anya. Rania, are you there? Ahmed? Please share your views about lying so that we at least have different perspectives. See, the very purpose for this sort of a talk that we're keeping is to understand and learn collectively. Alice, Sanjay ji. Hi, Rania, you can even type, no problem. We are good. And this talk is not live on Facebook, so please be yourself, no problem. Because I think last time, some of the participants, they said, since it is being aired live, sometimes, we are also skeptic. And we are not very comfortable coming on Facebook Live. So no problem. This is only a closed room interaction. Please share your views. You can even type, no problem. Rania, are you the same Rania who attended level 3 with me? Alice, are you there? Sanjay, Hamad?
So sometimes when you don't speak the lie at that very moment, then when the person is in the right state to take the truth, and then you put forward the same thing. I feel that.
Okay. How do you judge whether the other person is in the right frame? It's again your projection of the other person, no?
We know the other person very well. Now we have experienced such things that we know when so that way we have to.
Okay. So a lie sometimes, which means that everything what we are writing, lie is a coping or a defense mechanism. isn't it? So let's understand that when you are lying sometimes, has it ever happened with anyone where you lied something, okay? And it's not for the purpose of not hurting the other person. It's purely lying to save your side. It's like fear of punishment or fear of rejection. You lied to the person, and actually what you lied landed up happening. Unconsciously, what you said, it landed up happening. Like, for example, let's say you were invited for a party and you went late. Let's say you were 1 hour late, okay, in this scenario. And you said, oh, my car met with a small accident, or, oh, my tire went flat. Hence, I got late. Whereas the reality or the truth is that you started very late, but then you said, oh, my tire went flat, let's say, or I met with a small accident.
Right now?
And then exactly, though you lied it at that time, because you didn't want the other person to know that, oh, you started late, or the other person would have landed up judging you. So you said this, and next 1 or 2 days, exactly your car met with a small accident, or actually the car tire, though these days the tires are not going flat, they are all tubeless tires. So you can't make that reason anymore. But sometimes anything of that sort. Or maybe the parking ticket and there's some complication, something that you say, or maybe sometimes you say, oh, I couldn't come because I was unwell. And actually within that week, you land up being unwell, because that's the commonest, these days people are saying, oh, because of COVID, I can't come. And they actually get the COVID symptoms the very next week. So please be very, very careful about what intention, what single step. Because you're lying, you're not doubting your lie. Please understand that. It's like a law of attraction. It's a negative prayer that you're sending it out to the universe. And when you're lying and leaving it there, the universe is, see, your subconscious mind is completely judgment free. Whatever that you're floating out to the universe with complete single slit awareness, and we have spoken about single slit awareness in the past as well. So I know some of you already know what the single slit awareness is. Okay. And for those who are not talking, I assume they already know it. So there are no questions. I don't know. Rania, please.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. So what I read your reason to lie, because you don't want to hurt others, and we don't know any better coping mechanism or defending, or because of the fear that we lie. So what do you understand? Has it ever happened that when you lied something and it happened in a due course of time, within 1 or 2 days, it landed up manifesting whatever that you had said or spoken?
Excuse me, I didn't hear you. The line was cutting. What was it?
Yeah, I'm saying that I asked a question to everyone that when you let's say lied about something as a reason,
yes,
that I didn't come because I was unwell, let's say. This is a simple example. In the same week, you landed up actually falling sick or being unwell.
Yes.
Has it ever happened, something like this? Yes, you were saying.
Of course, yes, of course, definitely.
Yeah. So when you lie, there's actually a wave of a certain intention that you are putting it out to the universe. How much of that belief, how much of that, because sometimes you lie and forget. See, on lie, you don't ponder. On lie, you don't rethink. Because the only thing that you are thinking about is a coping. I was saved. But that wave of that lie has gone out of you as a law of attraction wave going out from your mind. Because your mind is nothing else but wall of energy. Whatever intentions that you're setting out, that energy, when it goes out, and there are compulsive liars as well. So there are people, how do you come to know about people who lie constantly and how to catch these liars as well? Because these are some of the things which are very unique. Even when, like, for those who are in the therapy, your clients also sit in front of you because they want to save their face and they want to be perceived right. Oh, my husband does this and he victimizes me and there is a problem and my mother-in-law is so bad, blah, blah, blah. Because you want to have a face in front of, the therapist saying, I am the victim and I want to heal. Whereas the reality could be entirely different. How do you catch that energy of lie? Because whenever you are, because I have related this with integrity. So when we say a lie, how does it come out? So let's understand the mechanism of a lie. There is a thought behind what you want to say. Okay, so let's understand the thought in a situation. What you wish to say, what you wish to say then you assess it with pros, cons. There is a certain assessment that happens within through the filter of how are we assessing this, going through our past experiences, as Param rightly pointed it out, Param, that we know that person so well. So
Yes.
the idea is that I know the other person. So it could be husband, in-laws, parents, whatever age, whatever stage you are in your life, that past experience or your socio economic educational, religious or cultural conditioning. Let's understand that we do have our own conditions in which we land up presenting a different side of the understanding. SEER conditioning, where we say. This conditioning is very important. Now from that, our filter works out what is the best understanding of our filter So based on that pros and cons understanding, you filter out information. That filtering out comes down to emotions. How do we feel about what you're saying? So there are people who don't feel guilty after lying. Or there are people who also after lying, they know it within. So guilt is a secondary emotion. Ignorance is the other. From emotions, it then channels a certain energy. That energy is constantly being played in our mind space. Whatever that you're feeling after lying. If you're feeling justified about lying, what are you actually doing is a part of your consciousness is stepping out of the body and creating a reality. So it actually is leading to a parallel reality. My tire went flat, I felt unwell, or I felt whatever. I fell down, I had a fight with something, or, you know, at home the situation was worse, I couldn't step out, whatever, my child was unwell, any of this, when you are saying it, it's actually setting a flow of energy through our meridians, and it stays in your space over and over again. Because the moment you say it and let it out, because of whatever your secondary gain is, it will then become a part of your reality, which is at the body level. That's why I have related a lie with integrity. What is integrity? When we say what you think is what you feel, is what you flow, is what you do. So it is very important for you to understand that you are creating a parallel reality outside of you when you are lying and creating a coping. And lying is an act of a child. So let's understand. Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So there are three parts to us. And this again, I'm going into transactional analysis a little bit for those who are already trained into all of these with me. So let's understand this. So this is an adult. This is the parent personality within us. And this is the child personality within us. So when a child personality is lying, the child personality has an intent of what Nia said. Fear of rejection, fear of punishment, or fear of judgment. Okay. So the child personality operates out of these three intentions. Fear of rejection, punishment, or judgments. That's the child's intent. I'm keeping it here. A parent's intent, a parent personality when within you lies is where, as Param says, you want to make the other person feel right about it. You don't want to hurt the other person. So the child personality doesn't care whether the other person, they don't even know the concept of hurt. So they just do it. You get that? So the parent personality is operating out of doesn't want to hurt the other person, or for others' gain, or for even if it is your gain, then the emotions that come out after lying are entirely different than the child's understanding of lying. And when you lie from a parent or a child perspective, the adult is the one who's grounded in the reality. The adult is the one that is then going into a parallel reality, which is created by your unhealed self. Because even if for a secondary gain of the other person, I don't want to hurt the other person because I know the other person very well. When you say, I know the other person very well, again, you check whenever you are lying, what is the reason for which I'm lying or manipulating? Is it the parent personality that is lying, or is it the child personality which is lying? And then from there, you bring it to yourself that the adult in me, can it not walk the highest path? Because when you are lying, you are not walking the highest path, whether for positive intent, how much ever positive intent you are creating for yourself, which means there is some lack of resource. There is a certain emotional lack of understanding that we have. And that is where we land up attracting a whole lot of nonsense. Even manifestation of a disease, manifestation of an accident, manifestation of anything, because your lying is directly connected with the law of attraction. You are instantly creating a parallel reality. Anyone who wants to know more about parallel reality, please?
Yes, please. This is a concept that I still find like the most. I'm very skeptical about this particular concept. So I would love to know more.
Yeah. See, a parallel reality can exist simultaneously with how much of your energy that you're giving to a certain thought. Like a lot of times, your subconscious mind has a language of its own. We all know that your subconscious mind is completely literal. Okay, your subconscious mind cannot infer. And the subconscious mind is 6,000 times more powerful. This also we've learned it. We know this. So what are you saying from your conscious mind through the filter? That's why I put that huge filter there, the pros and cons, pros and cons, pros and cons, as we keep thinking about it. So God, let this not happen, because you've said a lie. And then you are literally praying, because after lying, you don't want to be caught. That's a natural child response. When you've lied, you don't want the other person to come to know that you've lied. So what is it that you're internally praying after that? Let this person not know about it. Let this not happen, let this not happen, let this not happen, let this not happen. So the more you creating it, the more you are giving it to that reality, which is a darker part. And the dark does not doubt. Let this not happen, because the not is not understood by your conscious mind, subconscious mind. Like, don't think about the jumping monkey. The same example, don't think about the pink elephant. The mind thinks about the pink elephant first, whereas the pink elephant does not even exist. So when you say, let this not happen, let this not happen, the not is not understood. In fact, it lands up taking all your energy and it brings that right in front of you and you get caught. Or even like there are people, you know, who devised a biofeedback mechanism. There was this, I think, a game show that used to come. They used to put all the wires on your body, and it was called, I don't know the name of that program, Lie or Die or Lie or something, I don't know, or the Power of Truth, I don't know. So what used to happen is there is a biofeedback tool that is all the wires that are put onto your body, into your heart and all of that. And then you have given certain answers, and when you say it in front of the person and how your metabolism changes internally, it matches. If your before metabolism and after metabolism both match, it says it's a lie, it's a truth. And if it doesn't match, it says it's a lie. So which means physiologically, when you're lying in front of someone, there is some physiological change that comes into you. That physiological change is the anxiety or the fear of being caught. Now, the moment there is a dichotomy physiologically in the body, your body goes through a certain kind of a shock. And the amount of anxiety that you land up giving to that reality is exactly the reality that unfolds. So the parallel reality that you create, let this not happen, let this not happen, let this not happen, it actually brings and pulls that reality as law of attraction within you. If you ask me with a particular example, I'll be able to answer this in a better way. Yeah.
What if you're so good at lying that it no longer gives you the physical reaction?
No, it will. Any lie that you give it at some or the other. Otherwise, see, if let's say if you don't manifest, see, there are few lies that you say it and you forget and you don't, but it's going into a karmic imbalance in a certain way in your subconscious mind. Because you have put this, so that is the disintegrity. See, why again in Islam, when we say halal and haram, the moment you're lying, it's haram. Why is it haram? Because you are not in integrity. So the moment it is a karmic imbalance that you even create for yourself with your intent that you lied. So there is a child who will stay alive, and that inner child will have insecurities and fear of rejection throughout. Until you deal with that fear of rejection, you will not be an adult fully. So you will keep attracting some or the other nonsense of people where you will have to compulsively lie because you have this deep need to deal with the fear of punishment. And that's what our problem becomes over a period of time. So you will keep attracting authority figures in your environment who will constantly keep challenging you and will not let you make the decision that you want to make each time. And that lack of freedom for that child who keeps on lying will be reinforced over and over again. So that is where is the disintegrity with your commitment to yourself. Because at least if nobody else, your subconscious mind knows that you've lied. Where is it going? So those many imbalances that each time I'm very fragile personality, I have an emotional lack of resource, I am operating out of fear, that will show up on your body with anxiety. Because more you lie, the more you will also have to be mindful about what you said last time. Many times you have to track what you lied to the other person, isn't it? And if you don't be mindful about it, you will be caught somewhere or the other. Don't you think so? Nia, does it make sense?
Yeah.
So you can, debate with me. You can please challenge me. You can fight with me, no problem. If you don't agree to something, Param.
So that's why I always speak the truth.
So
But maybe sometimes you have to delay it according to it, but always speak the truth. Because then
No,
I don't
that
have to
is what-
remember what I've spoken.
Exactly, exactly. But then what happens is that speaking of the truth, but then there is anxiety associated around it.
It
which
is.
means,
There is, but what to do? Sometimes the bigger consequences.
so the healed truth,
Yeah.
healed truth is one another area where we again understand where or how, what do we have to represent, so that you exactly land up attracting the right kind of people in your environment.
Exactly.
You don't attract nonsense.
Exactly.
And that is why in many cultures and religion, see why again in Christianity, they have, let's say you lied and there's something that happened. In order to align yourself back, you go to the church and confess. Why confession was created as a ritual in the church? So that that guilt of an adult or guilt of a parent personality is what which is brewing. What you do, you let it out to the holy representation in the form of the
But
priest.
so then this is not fair. Now you keep on speaking lie and then you go and confess. This
No,
is
so
not
that
fair.
after confession, you have to do something about it for sure. You can't make it like a convenient ritual. That is
Yeah.
where we and our conscience, that's where the conscience was created. What is the conscience? The conscience has to be in alignment. So a lot of times when people say, oh, you have a swear, speak the truth. Now, what is that swear? A lot of these silly things that we create. So what is a child's, again, ability to speak the truth? The child expects the adult to say, swear. Okay, you have my swear. Tell me the truth. Now, how much of that emotional respect that you have for the other person? There are people who clinically lie saying, yes, I swear upon you. Especially, let's say a husband has a emotional dependency. Let's not even call it infidelity or extramarital affair. Okay, as a client, there's a client who comes to you. For his emotional dependency, he has gone out of his relationship to understand relief or to receive relief, and he is in an affair. And someone saw him, and that news reached his wife. Now, obviously, there is a scenario where the wife will ask him, where were you and what you did. The husband is clinically lying. Now, the fact that the husband doesn't have a proof, or the wife doesn't have proof, what will she do next time? So how is it creating an imbalance in husband's life? The wife will go out of her way now to prove it that you are cheating. Now wife will then draw out her antennas to completely be alert to catch this husband red-handed by either spying on her mobile phone, chasing him, sending out detectives, or trying to keep an eye on him. So this lie of a husband is bringing in, so no one wants to easily, and a husband is purely operating out of an inner child. It's a pure passive aggressive child. Let's understand even that. So someone who's lying, why is it that it requires healing, as when we say as a client, where someone who's constantly lying has a need to receive it in a certain way. And when you keep lying, you also attract people who will not trust you, because that is in your aura. Why is it that, oh, trust me, I'm telling you. So when you are a liar, you are carrying the energy of that lie in your aura. Even if you're lying to your wife, maybe in your office, you are 100% truth. You're 100% honest and in integrity in your office. But even in office, those people will not trust you. For what reason? Because in your aura, you are carrying that displacement of that integrity in a certain way, and that anxiety will reflect in your auric field. And that is why integrity, conscience, all of these things are very important for you to have in a relationship. Otherwise, your relationship will not be fulfilled. And there is no rocket science in understanding, because almost I don't want to get as much religion. Even when we say in Ramadan, you don't lie. It's the month of integrity. It's a month of truth. It's a month of harmony. It's a month of spirituality. So all of these specific months, it's not a month, it's your whole life, which should be on track. So the moment you are lying, you are creating a baggage. That baggage will need to be resolved. You are creating a parallel reality, and that reality stays with you. It will chase you. That lie will keep chasing you. So a husband who lies that I don't have an affair, but he's in a different reality. So what will happen? His mindfulness will reduce. His consciousness is now split into two reality. One is with the wife, the other one is with the other lady. So he'll never be able to produce good results in his work. Why? Because of that split. That's what is called the split. Now let's say when he's lying with his wife and he says, I'm not getting successful. Why is it that I'm getting all the results that are bad? No client is getting converted. No is this, no is here, no is there. Hello. How can you? Because you are letting out. Hello. Can you hear me? No. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I'm saying that when a husband is lying like that, or a wife who's lying like that, or something, whatever that is happening, and now when that reality is, or your consciousness is split into one reality versus second reality, you're not your 100% in everything what you're doing. So your mindfulness comes down, you're split out of the body. And many people who in fact is worse than depression, because then those many parts of you are let out willfully and you're not able to walk your highest path. So the moment you're not able to walk your highest path, you're creating a lot of karmic imbalance with your environment. And that karmic imbalance is what is creating further imbalances for you. The failures you attract, the diseases that you attract in the body, because your immunity is also down. And you're constantly letting out that signal to the universe that, yes, I'm not prepared for the truth. I'm not in integrity. And when that integrity is not there, those many parts of you are floating, which are unhealed. And then you create a whole lot of nonsense, which you don't realize. And no therapist is able to detect from where all of this is coming from. And a lot of times you don't even come to know when your client is sitting and lying to you. And this is what we teach. This is what we teach, Nia. And in hypnotherapy, we've studied the eye movements. Tell us a lot about how to detect the lie. Or when in graphology, you can, with your handwriting, detect how compulsive liar this person is. See, that is why I keep doing these programs. See, the purpose of these free talks is to get aware in our day-to-day life, so that we are able to walk the path of integrity and heal. We are all clients at some or the other point in time through illuminations with any other therapist, or even for our own selves, or when we are working with our own clients. Now, whenever that is happening, you have to completely be aware of what is it that you're healing and how it can get healed. This is very important for all of us. So all those parts that we willfully let out, I want each one of you to be completely aware and start integrating these parts. And as Param said rightly, not lie as much as possible.
So what do you do with all the lies you've said in the past and you can't rectify it?
You go back to all those lies. See, okay, let's also understand, Nia. Thank you for, all these questions. And see, everyone, please, this is not just a one-way exercise. I request everyone, keep asking questions, because this talk is not like a discourse where you just keep sitting. And I don't know if you all can keep your videos alive and live and then talk and interact is the best session, I expect. It can be. So let me save this. And then let me clear now all of this. So let's understand. This is your timeline, let's say, Nia. This is your life. And let's say these are your fixed events, all your milestones through the childhood, to your teenage, to your adult life, and now the young adulthood, wherever we are in our life. all those parts of you that you willfully lie, for example, are those bubbles that are popping out based on the intensity of that lie that you kept saying. Okay, these are like your bubbles. See, let's understand that why is it that for the first time we started lying? A lying always is a child response first. For the first time when you lie, especially the age gap, which is 3 to 7, okay, age gap 3 to 7 or 2 to 7, these 5 years are very important. How the parents have treated the child. Like, for example, let's say for the first time, the child picked up some mud or maybe something and had it. That's the first simple act of PAB for the first time. Mother says, mother removes it, she puts her finger into the mouth and she removes it and she says, never do this again. Maybe if the mother is a nurturing mother, she will tell the child not to have it nicely and will explain why we should not have it. So an explaining, nurturing mother will never attract an energy of a lie from the child because she is a nurturing mother. But what happens is when a child is punished for saying the truth, because a lot of mothers, what they say, you know, oh, come on, I'm your friend. Sit with me. Tell me what has gone wrong. You can even tell me. I'm like your friend. I will not punish you. And the moment the child says the truth, the mother punishes or rejects the child. I will not talk to you. How could you do this? Who told you? Who gave you this right? Who gave you this permission? And then the mother abandons the child. Now, fear of rejection or abandonment is the first thing that you start, passively become aggressive. This is a classic self-sabotage program that you are inculcating within yourself. What is self-sabotage? Is again the passive aggressiveness. The more you lie, the more you are setting up your environment to come back and stand against you. Each time be in a conflict with you. That much more untrustworthy people you will also attract in your environment. Because like attracts like. The more you are into that mode. And this is very, very important for all of us to understand. So all those lies that you said are those bubbles that you have to go back and pop so that your consciousness comes back from that parallel reality. These are all those inner children who created a certain coping mechanism. That coping mechanism unconsciously is driving your life here.
So like going back and just doing an energy exchange, you can do this by yourself?
Yes, you can actually do this in your own meditative space. Go back in time and completely go pop these bubbles purely and purely. Do Ho'oponopono, because that is where Ho'oponopono comes in. For all those lies that you've given, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Come back to me. You get that?
Yeah.
So that Ho'oponopono is also for each lie that you keep saying until there's a part of you. Go back to that incident and keep saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, sir, like after our sessions together, I find it so hard to lie. It's like even if I want to, I can't.
No, but then that is how you are. No, and there is no, see again, never in any of my sessions or even right now what I'm saying, I'm not preaching religiously or morally. I'm not here in to do a moral class. I'm being a quantum hypnotherapist. I know that how that energy has simply an impact over you. Hello, Aman. Thank you. So the moment you say that there is so much that you are, and see in each side, religious beliefs or religious preaching or religious scriptures were based on quantum understanding of the elemental world around. We are built with 5 elements. We are built with energy. That energy cannot be created nor it can be destroyed. It can be transferred or transformed from one form to the other. So when we learn this in school, imagine what is the potential energy which is in your lungs, which is coming out in the form of that lie, which you're creating out of your muscles, the conscience and the consciousness moving out of the body. You are creating a parallel reality. And that parallel reality is where you are. And this can be proven when we do muscle testing, for example. This can be proven by graphology. This can be proven by muscle testing. This can be even proven by even eye movement. We know when your eyes go left up, it's a visual lie. When your eyes go, left, middle, it's an auditory lie. You remember this, right, Nia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Param, do you remember this? Yes. So each time when you're looking at a person and each time the person is looking at your left side, there is a certain amount of construct that is happening. So how to catch that lie is also an art. Like in June, this course that again I'm announcing, there's so much of value that it has. The happiness coaching program. I think we learned so much with mutual discussions, Nia.
Yeah. I feel like it was like the perfect packaged course I've done at Illumination.
Yes, Rua. Rua, you want to say something? Sorry.
Yes, I was interested in joining the course, and I
Yes.
was wondering if it's all going to be online.
All going to be online in the evening, 6:30 to 10 each evening. And
so
you
it's
learn
all
it's whole month, but 5
the
days a
whole-
week. So
because
evenings,
I'm coming to Dubai, and I thought maybe there's the sessions. There's an option of online or sessions, live sessions.
no, there are no live sessions. It will all be happening online because even the future sessions that we'll be doing or the therapies that you will end up doing is everything virtual, online. You will actually be able to set up your practice as a practitioner online with your virtual clinic. And this is basically a revenue model. So after this course, you will also be listed with our app, and that app will keep referring you based on how you clear and submit your 10. We keep referring these clients for a virtual clinic after all the 3 modules that you complete.
Okay.
Thank you. So you can get in touch with Illuminations Road.
Thank you.
Alice, anything that you want to add? Any questions before we wrap up? So we are good. Param, any questions from your daughter, if she is listening to me? I'm sure she has questions.
She doesn't never lies. But when you don't lie, you have to face a lot of difficulties in life.
Yes. It becomes, see, again, everything has its own repercussion. When let's say you're also walking a path of honesty, then what resources do you require? Self-acceptance, courage. With that honesty comes in your ability to walk your highest path and don't internalize. You can do EFT. You can do breath work. Tremendous amount of breath work will be required for you to even digesting that truth. Because see, people who walk the path of integrity, their body temperatures also will be high. Because the consciousness is fully present in the body, you are mindful. And when you are fully in the body, a part of you is not drifted out. So people who feel cold are also the people who are drifted out completely. Your metabolism will be down. Why is your metabolism down? Because your thyroid fluctuations are causing inappropriate digestion and metabolic rate, which is not fine. So your metabolic rate also going down is connected to how much in the body you are.
So when you're not in your body, your metabolic rate is low.
Definitely.
Okay.
People who are in depression, their brain waves will also be very, very low. Breath, you miss the breath. Your muscles are tensed. Degree of pain is very high. Degree of cortisol as a hormone in your body will be very high. And degree of even, as we say, the tension and lactic acid and the pain, all will be very high in the body. So more you are out of the body, the more your body will bear the consequences. So if there are people who at an old age where they say, oh, multiple organs, I have a problem in my back, my calf muscle, both my knee, my hips, my head, every place there's a problem, or arthritis where the muscle is not flexible. All these diseases are coming from where? All of this you've damaged over a period of time. It has nothing to do with the pollution. It had nothing to do with the environmental thing. Though the environment...
Sir, is it like not related to lie, but what you explained just now about this problem of multiple organ issue, because they have kept it for so many years? Is it like that because they were not able to speak the truth and they didn't want to speak the lie,
Exactly. So a lot of internalization happened in the process. So when that dark energy, which you were not able to, so what you do, the best is, if let's say you're not able to say, you can do EFT.
Do EFT and remove it out. Yeah, at least don't store it.
You breath work, you remove it out. You do some sort of yoga of breath work and release it. All of these are your positive coping mechanism. These are your empowerment tools that you do it.
So that means sometimes we want to maintain few relationship and we cannot speak the truth. So that is the time when you can do EFT, breath work, and just remove it out from your system.
Yes.
And
you can remove that out of the system, or you can simply just imagine, like the other person in your ego state's room, and just simply create a certain kind of a vortex or a golden ball spinning in the anti-clockwise manner, and then just release it totally and completely. So let's quickly in 5 minutes do this.
My audio went off, sir. The last two, I'll check the recording in the illumination site. My audio went off. I don't know why my audio goes off. Whenever giving some main info, my audio goes off.
I don't know why this happens, but then definitely we'll try to...
Something.
Yes.
No, for me, the others are, I think so, the others are fine, right? You could hear Rajesh, sir, right?
Yeah, right now I think I could also hear you, but then...
Just last, no problem. I'll watch the recording, the end part, I'll watch the recording. Okay.
So everyone, please close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Remove your specs if you're wearing specs. Breathe in through the nose, inhale positive energy. Breathe out through the mouth, exhale negative energy. And each time you're breathing in and out, I want you to breathe into your body, get in touch with your body, get in touch with yourself. And as you are getting in touch with your thoughts which are coming in and going out, I want you to imagine that person, that event, that incident, that past memory, as if it's happening on the screen. Any amount of guilt, any amount of resentment, heaviness, or the energy that keeps attracting untrustworthy people into your universe, or your inability to trust others. Imagine a golden shaft of light right in front of you in your imagination. And slowly, as I count you down from 3 down to 1 and 0, get closer to this shaft of golden white light and step into it with 3, getting closer with 2, still closer with 1, and with 0, you are right beneath the shaft of white light. I just want you to simply breathe out all your unwanted, fearsome or fearful parts, anxiety, fear of rejection, fear of hurting the other person. Start breathing out. Becoming aware of what your body right now is showing or making you feel at a cellular level, any sort of tingling, heaviness, or whichever part of your body right now in terms of your throat, in terms of your chest, your neck, your head. I want you to tap there simply and start breathing out all those energies of inappropriate feelings due to all the lies and disintegrity, all the guilt for having no clarity what to do. You landed up doing certain things. I want you to now call that part of you who decided to pick up lie as a coping mechanism at whatever age. Just get in touch with that youngest self and continue breathing out with that inner child. Give yourself a black balloon and breathe out all the need to lie. Forgiving yourself by saying to that child, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Doing Ho'oponopono 21 times. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And as you continue to say this, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Continue breathing out and hug that inner child. And as if that is the inner child which you are hugging, with complete courage and clarity, bringing that child and all those bubbles that you're popping in your head right now of all the lies, all that consciousness is coming right back to you in the form of that representation of an inner child coming in through your heart. Let that child grow to your current age from wherever that child started lying. Saying, I am your guardian from now, and I will accept you the way you are. Breathe out this fear of rejection and abandonment also. Witness the changes that are taking place within your system. I want you to simply breathe in this positivity. This also will boost your immunity and make you much more stronger as you are becoming completely integrated, totally and completely at all those representations of those bubbles that you're popping out from the past and that inner child coming through your heart, growing to your current age right till this very moment. Breathe in and out this positivity and integrity and alignment with all the love. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Witness your body temperature changing. Witness your breath becoming more and more comfortable. Witness all the harmony coming right back to you. Whenever you feel comfortable, open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rub your palms. Allow the energy of this completion be stored in every cell. Stretch your muscles, especially your shoulders and arms, your neck, releasing all the burden. Sending all the oxygen to every part of your body. Eyes open, wide awake. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much. Every time is something different.
That's why I don't know. Sometimes I just pick up some of these topics that help us in day-to-day awareness.
Never thought this
Always
topic would
good.
lead to this. Really hugged my inner child. My school time, I really hugged her.
Oh.
Always scared her by, yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Param. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Sleep with that inner child hugging once again, and integrate all the parts of you that come to your mind as you go. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.